In the heart of the mist-shrouded mountains lay the small town of Raven's Hollow, a place where shadows seemed to linger a moment too long. The townsfolk, though warm and welcoming, bore the weight of an unspoken unease. Whispers of a dark past haunted the narrow streets, and the air carried a palpable tension that settled like a heavy fog over the community. As the days unfolded, Raven's Hollow witnessed an unsettling trend. Residents began to vanish without a trace. At first, it was dismissed as mere coincidence, but the growing number of disappearances cast a chilling pall over the town. Fear clung to the air, and the once bustling community now lived in a state of perpetual dread. The townsfolk spoke of the haunted woods that bordered Raven's Hollow, a place where ancient legends intertwined with unsettling truths. Whispers of malevolent spirits and vengeful apparitions echoed through the tales passed down through generations. As the disappearances continued, the townspeople found themselves reluctantly considering the possibility that something far more sinister than mere coincidence lurked within the shadowed embrace of the woods. Amidst the growing fear, an enigmatic stranger arrived in Raven's Hollow. Cloaked in darkness and bearing an aura of mystery, the stranger claimed to possess knowledge of the malevolent force that gripped the town. With cryptic warnings, they urged the residents to confront the haunted woods and unravel the ancient secrets buried within. Guided by the stranger's cryptic instructions, a group of townsfolk ventured into the haunted woods under the cover of midnight. Armed with flickering lanterns, they navigated through the dense foliage, their footsteps muffled by the eerie silence that enveloped the ancient trees. Unearthly whispers danced through the shadows as the group approached a clearing, the epicenter of the town's dark history. In the moonlit clearing, the group uncovered an ancient burial site. The graves, weathered by time, bore the names of Raven's Hollow's founding families. As they delved deeper, the townsfolk unearthed a sinister revelation, a pact made by the town's founders with a malevolent entity in exchange for prosperity. The haunting force, displeased with the town's modernization and forgetting of the Dark Covenant, sought retribution through the vanishing residents. The group, now burdened with the weight of ancestral sins, realized that the malevolent force had awakened, a vengeful spirit seeking to reclaim what was owed. The enigmatic stranger revealed themselves to be a guardian, tasked with guiding the town towards redemption. Together, they faced the daunting task of appeasing the vengeful spirit before Raven's Hollow succumbed to the darkness that lurked within its history. As the town united to break the cursed covenant, an ominous countdown began. The vengeful spirit, unleashed from its restless slumber, manifested in chilling apparitions and ghostly whispers. Raven's Hollow, now a battleground between the living and the vengeful dead, braced for a final confrontation that would determine its fate. In a desperate attempt to quell the vengeful spirit's wrath, the townsfolk performed a ritual to break the cursed covenant. The ancient words reverberated through the haunted woods as the enigmatic stranger chanted incantations meant to appease the malevolent force. The air grew thick with tension, and the temperature plummeted as the ritual reached its climax. As the final incantation echoed through the clearing, a surge of otherworldly energy swept through Raven's Hollow. The vengeful spirit, trapped between realms, let out an agonizing wail before dissipating into the ether. The curse that had plagued the town for generations shattered, leaving behind a haunting silence that resonated through the woods. In the aftermath of the ritual, a peculiar calm settled over Raven's Hollow. The townsfolk, their nerves still tingling with the residual energy of the supernatural encounter, cautiously resumed their daily lives. Yet the woods retained an otherworldly aura, a constant reminder of the spectral forces that had gripped the town for so long. Although the vengeful spirit had been banished, its spectral remnants lingered in the periphery of Raven's Hollow. Shadows danced along the edges of vision, and distant whispers carried an unsettling resonance. Some claimed to see ghostly apparitions at the edge of the haunted woods, and a prevailing sense of unease settled over the town, as if the supernatural had left an indelible mark on Raven's Hollow. In the wake of the ritual, Artifacts from the cursed covenant surfaced, ancient relics imbued with the malevolent energy of the vengeful spirit. The townsfolk, torn between the desire to rid themselves of the remnants and the fear of rekindling the supernatural forces, grappled with the decision of what to do with these cursed objects that seemed to pulse with an eerie life of their own. As Raven's Hollow tried to move beyond its haunted history, cryptic symbols began to appear once more. Townsfolk discovered strange markings etched onto the remnants of the cursed artifacts, as if the vengeful spirit sought to communicate from the ethereal realm. The symbols, indecipherable yet hauntingly familiar, reignited a sense of foreboding within the community. A sense of unfinished business pervaded Raven's Hollow. The enigmatic stranger, whose purpose seemed fulfilled with the banishment of the vengeful spirit, left behind a lingering mystery. The townsfolk, compelled by an insatiable curiosity and a desire for closure, embarked on a quest to uncover the stranger's origins and the secrets they had brought to the small town. In pursuit of answers, a group of townsfolk ventured beyond Raven's Hollow. They traced the mysterious stranger's path, navigating through neighboring towns and consulting ancient archives. The journey led them to forgotten tales of arcane rituals, curses, and long-lost knowledge that hinted at a broader, interconnected tapestry of supernatural occurrences stretching across the mist-shrouded mountains. As the group delved deeper into the mysteries of the supernatural, they encountered an eerie phenomenon: the whispering wind. A haunting breeze carried fragmented messages from the ethereal realm, guiding them towards an ancient burial ground atop the mist-shrouded mountains. The townsfolk, undeterred by the supernatural forces at play, followed the ethereal whispers, their steps guided by the unseen hands of fate. At the mountain's summit, the group discovered a forgotten tomb, the final resting place of the vengeful spirit's earthly form. The crypt, adorned with symbols reminiscent of those etched in Raven's Hollow, held the key to unraveling the enigma that lingered over the town. As they delved into the tomb's depths, the secrets of the vengeful spirit's origins began to unfurl. Within the forgotten tomb, the townsfolk unearthed the vengeful spirit's tragic origins. It was revealed to be a soul wronged by Raven's Hollow's founders, a victim of betrayal and dark rituals. The malevolent force, driven by a thirst for justice, had become a harbinger of retribution, bound to the small town by the ancient covenant. The townsfolk, now burdened with the knowledge of the spirit's tortured past, faced a moral dilemma: how to reconcile with the sins of their forebears and grant the vengeful soul the peace it had been denied for centuries. Armed with newfound understanding, the townsfolk returned to Raven's Hollow to confront the ethereal forces that lingered. The cursed artifacts, still pulsating with the vengeful spirit's energy, became conduits for communication with the otherworldly realm. Through a series of intricate rituals, the townsfolk sought to forge a connection with the vengeful spirit and negotiate a final resolution, one that would bring closure to both the restless soul and the haunted town. As the townsfolk conducted the intricate rituals, a tenuous connection formed between the earthly realm and the vengeful spirit. The ethereal negotiation unfolded in a surreal dance of symbols and whispers. The townsfolk, guided by the cryptic knowledge acquired on their journey, pleaded for mercy and understanding from the tormented soul. In return, they offered acts of contrition and a commitment to rectify the ancestral wrongs that had bound the spirit to Raven's Hollow. In the throes of the ethereal negotiation, the vengeful spirit's spectral form wavered between wrath and forgiveness. The townsfolk, their intentions laid bare in the metaphysical realm, witnessed the spirit's transformation. Shades of forgiveness flickered in its luminous eyes as the weight of centuries of anger began to dissipate. The ethereal reckoning teetered on the brink of a resolution that held the promise of redemption for both the spirit and the small town. As the negotiation reached its zenith, a surreal calm settled over Raven's Hollow. The vengeful spirit, its spectral form now translucent and ethereal, surrendered the curse that had bound it to the town. The cursed artifacts, once pulsating with malevolent energy, lost their eerie glow. The townsfolk, bathed in the aftermath of the ethereal reckoning, felt the weight of the supernatural forces lift from their shoulders. With the curse surrendered, Raven's Hollow underwent a profound transformation. The shadows that had clung to the town's history began to dissipate, and a subdued calm settled over the once haunted streets. The lingering specters that had haunted the woods and whispered in the winds seemed to retreat into the recesses of memory, leaving behind a town forever changed by the ethereal reckoning. In the days that followed, the townsfolk of Raven's Hollow noticed a gradual fading of the supernatural remnants. The cryptic symbols etched onto artifacts and whispered by the wind became echoes of a bygone era. The ethereal negotiation, with its weighty revelations and resolutions, left behind a town ready to embark on a new chapter, one free from the haunting legacy that had gripped Raven's Hollow for centuries. Despite the newfound tranquility, Raven's Hollow couldn't entirely shake the echoes of its haunted past. The ethereal reckoning left behind a town still grappling with the residue of supernatural occurrences. Whispers persisted in quiet corners, and occasionally, a spectral figure would flicker at the edge of vision, a lingering reminder of the ethereal journey that had unfolded. The townsfolk, determined to break free from the last vestiges of the curse, embarked on a mission to shatter the ancestral chains that bound them. They delved into the town's archives, unearthing forgotten histories and unraveling the secrets of their forebears. As they confronted the sins of the past, the community discovered a shared strength in facing the darkest corners of Raven's Hollow. The unraveling of ancestral chains revealed truths both harrowing and liberating. Tales of betrayal, forbidden pacts, and unspeakable rituals came to light. The town, once burdened by the weight of untold secrets, now faced the challenge of reconciling with a history stained by the supernatural. The townsfolk, united in their quest for redemption, sought to rewrite the narrative that had bound Raven's Hollow for generations. With the truth laid bare, Raven's Hollow became a beacon of redemption. The townsfolk, guided by a collective desire to forge a new legacy, embarked on projects to commemorate their newfound understanding. Monuments rose in memory of those wronged by the ancient curse, and rituals were held to honor the spirits that had long lingered in the shadows. The town square, once a place of silent unease, now echoed with the laughter of children playing freely. As Raven's Hollow transformed, a palpable sense of unity permeated the community. The townsfolk, having weathered the storms of the supernatural, celebrated their shared resilience. Festivals were held in honor of the ethereal reckoning, acknowledging the journey that had brought the town together. The haunted woods, once a source of fear, became a communal space where the townspeople gathered to share stories, laughter, and a newfound sense of camaraderie. The enigmatic stranger, though absent from Raven's Hollow, left behind an indelible legacy. Tales of their mysterious arrival, cryptic guidance, and pivotal role in the ethereal reckoning became woven into the town's folklore. A statue erected in their honor stood as a testament to the stranger's enigmatic presence, a figure forever tied to the supernatural journey that had reshaped Raven's Hollow. With the town's history rewritten and the supernatural forces subdued, Raven's Hollow faced uncharted futures. The mist-shrouded mountains, once a symbol of mystery and dread, now beckoned with the promise of untold possibilities. The townsfolk, having navigated the tumultuous waters of the ethereal reckoning, stood on the threshold of a future shaped by the choices they made in the aftermath of the supernatural saga.